dunk line is on fire in 2020. In Japan, if you don't know this, what I live in is a mansion. There's one little motif that repeats right through the shoe, but the thing I'm most interested in, my favorite piece of design on these guys, is right there in the quarter line where the toe box sort of dips down almost like a teardrop. Regular viewers of the channel will know for a fact that I take time and care to choose the shoes that I bring you every single day. And not only that, I research every single one of them before I stand up and talk to you guys about what I think and what I see of these shoes. They're always upcoming releases, except a couple of days ago when I unboxed a care package from a viewer out there. Thank you very much, dude in Belgium, who sent me that. Yeah, send me your grails. That are a total surprise to me. It was opened and resealed by German customs. And when I'm doing this, when I'm researching the videos, looking for shoes to talk to you guys about and sneakers out there, which ones fit my eye, sometimes it takes a long time and I have to really dig for a shoe that I'm into. Sometimes it's instant, and today it's one of those instant ones. I was just straight away, I don't need to think about it, that shoe's getting done. Don't care what the narrative is, don't care, check out the sites and find out the history of the shoe or the purpose or the detail and whatever. they could have just like it's a sneaker and that's the only thing they wrote about the shoe, and I'd still look at it because I really, really dig this shoe. Anything with the word dunk on it in 2020 is absolutely fire. They have not missed a beat, a single beat this year at all. Dunk line is on fire in 2020. And these guys are just like right up there with them. But B, to me, as soon as I looked at this, I was thinking Travis Scott's. That was the first thing I thought of when I looked at this shoe. Now, the Travis Scott's are a different shoe. They're actually, I think they're SB Dunk Lows, the Travis Scott's, but correct me if I'm wrong about that in the comments down below. But they're just, the vibe on them is very similar. The kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, the culture of the shoe is very similar, even though the actual details are different. If you did put them side by side, panel by panel, piece by piece, you'd be like, they don't look the same. But it's just the overall feel of the shoe and the way it's sort of crammed a lot of patterning in a lot of different places. I think on the Travis Scott's, I counted 6 different patterns across that shoe. And it's the same on these. Very busy shoe, but they kind of pull it off. So today, I'm really looking forward to bringing you a very simple Nike Dunk Low Community Garden. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channelです。毎日アップするので、毎日見てください. And every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And today, we're looking at a Dunk Low, not an SB Dunk Low, not an SB Dunk Low Pro, a Dunk Low. Back to the original silhouette for this community garden shoe. Now, community garden, for those of you that don't know that out there, basically, if you think about, well, I live in one, to be honest, in Japan, if you don't know this, what I live in is a mansion. In my home country in the UK, a mansion is something in the countryside that has wings, like the east wing and the west wing. I'll see you in the 4th dining room for afternoon tea. That's what a mansion is. But in Japan, a mansion is basically an apartment block. And I live in an apartment block. It's private, and I own my own apartment, but it's still an apartment block. It's not a house. I don't have a garden. That's why I'm telling you this. So community gardens kind of sprung up around those high-rise apartment blocks, flats, whatever you want to call them. Basically, you don't have a garden because you're living way up high. So you have these community gardens where everybody chips in and does their own little bit on them. So they've got a feel to them of sort of many different things going on, a lot of different moving parts, different feelings from different people. There's not much consistency about community gardens because each individual takes care of their own little bit without really thinking about the whole. So when you look at these shoes here, you can kind of get that vibe. It's like each panel on the shoe is its own panel, and they kind of don't have a consistent narrative that runs through the shoe, but it still works, and there's some fire bits on it. There's one little motif that repeats right through the shoe, and what we'll do is zoom in on the toe box. There's 2 things on the toe box I want to talk about. One is that repeating motif, and it's like a plus sign, almost like a sort of flower cross. I don't know how you'd explain it or describe it, but I don't need to because you guys can look at it on the green screen right here, and you can see that, and that's actually repeated in a few places throughout the shoe. But other than that, there's not much that holds the shoe together. But the thing I'm most interested in, my favorite piece of design on these guys, is right there in the quarter line where the toe box sort of dips down almost like a teardrop dipping down into this kind of midsection of the shoe, there's a really cool piece of design that sort of goes around that teardrop. You'll be seeing it here, sort of lines that emanate out of the teardrop, kind of radiating from there. And I think that's very, very cool. They've done it in a really nice way. And it could have gone wrong if they'd gotten it slightly off, a little too far away from the teardrop or a little off the angle of the teardrop, but they got it right, and it looks really, really cool. Now, going back from that, we'll come to the second name of the shoe, Lemon Wash, I believe some people are calling this. And the Lemon Wash part of the shoe is to do with A, the swoosh, and B, the branding on the back, and C, the laces. So hopefully as I've panned back, you've been able to see those Lemon Wash laces on there, and then we get to that Lemon Wash swoosh. So it's the only place on the shoe really that is very simple. Everything else on the shoe is very busy and something's going on, but the Lemon Wash, even Lemon Wash itself, it's a kind of, there's a word for it, and it escapes me, but I was going to say opaque, but it's not opaque. It's a very sort of low-key colour. It's not at all a sort of popping, bouncing colour. It's very low-key, almost washed through, so that's why they call it the Lemon Wash. And it's very solid, no busyness on it at all. So it kind of stands in contrast to the rest of the shoe, but it still works because of that low-key colour. If it had popped, it sort of would have gone against the shoe, but I think it really, really works. And then you get round to the branding on the back, and I think I'm right in saying, is the branding on the back Lemon Wash and Fuchsia? With the Nike on there. Now sometimes, recently there's been quite a few shoes that do this, Dunks, that do it with the lowercase I-C-I-K-E, so capital N and lowercase I-K-E, and when they do that, the E fits in the branding fine, but when it's all uppercase like this, we talk about this in every video about the Dunks that have that uppercase on the back, that last E there just doesn't quite fit in, and it sort of droops a little bit to fit into that branding panel on the back there, but it completes our sort of look at the Lemon Wash element of this shoe. Now if we come back forward a little bit from that, I want to go up to the top of the tongue, because this was a bit of I don't know why they did it, let me put it that way. And what you can see on the top of the tongue there is the branding panel, and for some reason, as far as I can see, and I might be wrong about this, but as far as I can see, it's white instead of being that Lemon Wash. And I don't know why they didn't just go with Lemon Wash up there as well to finish that kind of circuit. You could have gone tongue, laces, swoosh, and heel to sort of draw the whole shoe together and tie the whole thing together. For some reason they chose not to, but you know what, I'm going to just leave that to the designers because they know better than me, for sure. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the outsole. Apparently, according to what I've read, is the outsole is that grind rubber that they're using a lot these days, recycled from offcuts of rubber and things like that. So it's got a high element of recycling. I think that's a good thing in these shoes, especially Community Garden. There's something about that collectivity, the humanness of people making a community garden together. There's something about the earthness of it, the whole sort of we're all one planetness of it that they've gone with that. So that's the theme of the shoe. So putting a recycled rubber outsole on there definitely for me is a big plus, because it definitely sort of speaks into the story of the shoe, and it makes absolute sense as far as I'm concerned. And then back out looking at that whole shoe, like I say, it's been the summer of Dunks as far as I'm concerned, even longer than that, because all year they've been dropping fire from the Dunk line. Just the straight up Nike Dunks, Dunk Lows and Nike Dunk Lows, SB Dunk Lows, SB Dunk Pros, all over the Dunk line, just really hot shoes. And I think these guys are going to continue with that. I think these guys are just going to just keep the standard going as far as Dunks are concerned. So for me, a very cool shoe, very nice design, and a big plus to add to that sort of pantheon of Dunks from 2020. Okay, it's time for me to sign off. I've actually shot 2 back-to-back videos. I said in the previous one I was going to try and shoot 2 today while my little girl's having her nap next door. It's about 10 to 5 and I want to get to the park with her by about 5:15. So hopefully she'll wake up soon. She and I will get to the park and we'll finish this day in glorious fashion. So thank you guys for checking out the content. Truly appreciate it, and I'll do what I do at the end of every single video, which is remind you that I do this every single day. So you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.